Welcome back to the Lars Larson Show. Glad to be with you this week from Washington, D.C. at Feet to the Fire, put on by the Federation for American Immigration Reform. We've got some kind of breaking news for you. Dale Wilcox is sitting in front of me, the executive director of the Immigration Reform Law Institute. You know, Dale, I'll admit I have a dog in the fight. I do some commercials for a company that helps protect people's identity. So that's my dog in the fight. Yeah. We're all worried that somebody's going to steal our identity, empty our bank account, and all that. But your organization has come up with how many people had their identity theft specifically by illegal aliens just in the last 4 years?
Potentially, there were 39 million no matches, which means the IRS could not match the name and the social security number of the individual on a W-2 form over the last 4 years, well, actually 2012 to 2016. And this is important. This kind of relates back around to President Obama and DACA. President Obama stopped his Social Security Administration stopped sending out the no-match letters. For decades, this has been going on. And what it does, it notifies employers and employees, hey, wait a minute, there's a problem here. Your name's not matching the social that we have.
Could be a typographical error.
It could be. It could be.
In the most generous interpretation.
Correct. It could be that a lady got married and didn't notify Social Security Administration of her new name. However, the Social Security Administration has revealed in the past that 3 out of 4 illegal aliens are using a stolen Social Security number or a fake Social Security number to obtain employment. So, out of those 39 million, a very high percentage are illegal aliens who have stolen someone's identity.
Now, you're a lawyer.
Correct.
You've actually practiced in front of Judge Kavanaugh?
I have.
Okay.
Yes.
I say that because I want to ask you a legal question. Legally, it is not a violation, but a crime if I use somebody's Social Security number and it's not mine.
That's correct. It's a federal felony.
Felony.
Yes.
So we have potentially 39 million federal felonies. I guess the Justice Department is going to be even busier than all.
Well, I would hope so. To his credit, President Trump is reinstating the no-match letters that they send out to the employers and employee to notify them of the mismatch in 2019. So he's starting that back up, thankfully. We believe, President Obama said it was too expensive to continue doing that. We believe he ended it days after he implemented the DACA program. See, DACA eligible people weren't signing up because they were afraid they were going to receive a no-match letter, which would implicate them in a felony. So they ended the no-match letters so that they would come out of the shadows. Yes.
So they deliberately changed the policy to avoid putting people in a position of being held to the law.
Correct. Yes. And I can go even further. On the DACA application itself, it says at the same time they discontinued the no-match letters, on the DACA application it says, list every Social Security number you've ever used.
What?
That's what it says on the DACA application. However, people weren't coming forward because obviously they don't want to admit that I've used this Social Security
because
number.
Because you voluntarily confessed to a felony.
So what they did was Obama's administration issued clarification on that application that said only list those that you were legitimately issued by the Social Security Administration.
Well, that's none.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, correct.
So the guy who's used 5 different Social Security numbers that he stole from either living people, dead people, brand new babies at hospitals can say, oh, I don't have to write those down. I just write down the legitimate ones, which for an illegal alien is 0.
Correct. You're absolutely right. And mentioning babies, this is the disturbing fact in all of this. Children are 51 times more likely to be a victim of identity theft. And one reason is you have, when illegal aliens make up fake numbers, those numbers later will be assigned to a baby. Okay.
So if they aren't already assigned to a person, they will be assigned if you've just chosen one truly at random that doesn't exist.
Yes.
Yeah, well, the reason I brought this up is years ago I remember doing stories about the fact that people were stealing babies' numbers because they're now assigned essentially at birth.
Yes.
If you work in a hospital as a maintenance person and you say, well, down here there's a guy who's making up fake IDs for people, he could use some new matching name, DOB, and Social Security number, so a low-level employee at a hospital manages to pull a few off, write them down, hand them over to somebody, get paid a few bucks, and they become legitimate and they won't even likely be detected till that child either tries to get a credit card, a bank account, or a job.
That's
which is going to be
absolutely true.
15 years from now.
That's true. That's why they like to get the children's Social Security numbers. The child goes to apply for his car loan, student loan, and find out they have a mortgage in their name, bad credit, criminal history. So this is terrible.
What's going to be done about all this, Dan?
Well, Trump is starting the no match letter program again.
But as an employer, this is the legal question I want to ask you. As an employer, if I get a no-match letter on an employee, am I allowed to do anything meaningful about it?
Yes, you're supposed to. You're supposed to work with the employee to clear up the discrepancies. So if it was a typo,
and if they can't clear it up,
well, then you got a problem.
Can I fire them?
Federal law requires if you have knowledge that you're employing an illegal alien, you must fire them.
Do you think that's going to happen?
Hopefully.
Okay.
Hopefully.
Good.
Hopefully employers will, through the process, figure this out. And we've spoken before about this. E-Verify. Mandatory E-Verify nationwide would take care of this.
Yep. I agree with it.
Yeah.
So why can't we get the Republican Congress to pass it?
Well, the establishment, big business, they want cheap labor.
Yeah, but would they also like a smaller tax bill that might come from telling people who disproportionately commit crimes and who disproportionately use social services and all these other costs that are coming out of my taxes?
Right.
Tell those people you can't find a job anywhere in America because you can't E-Verify. Those costs will go down. I realize that's a slow return on the money.
Yeah.
It may not be tomorrow, but you're cutting the costs overall.
I agree. I mean, studies have shown that illegal aliens contribute much less than what they cost us in the long run.
Because many are probably working off the books.
Correct.
Wow. If people want to see more information about this from your group, where do they find it?
You can go to our website, IRLI.org. That's IRLI.org.
All right. Dale, it's a pleasure to have you on. Thanks very much.